I hope your calendar is set for May 4th, 2026. HIMS has its Q1 2026 earnings, and the first report that answers the questions the bull and bear case have been fighting over since the Novo partnership on March 9th. There's some key things to be looking out for this, and by the end of the video, you will know what they are. First of all being what the subscriber count on May 4th actually tells you and why it's the single most important number in the release, why management should raise full year guidance on May 4th and what it means if they don't, and also what 5 days of the Wegovy pill data looks like in a financial statement, and why how management presents it matters as much as the number itself. Let's get stuck into today's video. Welcome to the game, it's the Instant Stocks by Mikhail Kuhar. But before we do, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mikhail, one of my highest values in life and freedom. And right now in the stock market, I am seeing people suffer. We are down 35%, 20%, 10% on some of the biggest tickers in the space. And if you're in this position, I feel it. I feel your pain, but you need to understand there's a long-term vision at play. And there's two different ways you can approach this. One, white knuckle your way through and hold on to those stocks and hope they come back, or hope they do get to where you need them to be, or include a daily investment strategy as well. We're a big believer of the golden rule, 80% long-term holds, 20% short-term in the market. Now, not everyone is equipped with the time, skill set, and emotional reactivity to be able to trade daily in the markets. That's why at X10, we have built an AutoPilot software that allows our team of pro traders on the back end trade completely hands-off for you. Now, if you were to join us back in September, your portfolio would have already had over a 20% realized gain. In just a few months, we have got these numbers for clients. They have portfolios anywhere from 10K all the way up to $500,000 using our software to trade every single day. And that's realized gains, that's liquid in your account, that's accessible at any moment. So if you want to find out how our team of professional traders can trade so you are completely hands-off, leverage their skills, experience, and time, just go to x10daytrade.com, click the link below, and I'll walk you through the entire process and also show you why we're so certain in what we do, which is why we have a 100% money-back guarantee. Outside of that, let's get stuck into the video today. Now, what I believe to be one of the single most important numbers in the Q1 earnings report is the subscriber count as of March 31st. Now, the consensus estimate is approximately 2.62 to 2.65 million active subscribers. The net additions are approximately 100 to 150,000 in the quarter. Compare that to the record 1.027 million added in Q4 2025. The slowdown is expected, and it is largely explained by one thing: the product transition. From late January through to March, HIMS was winding down the compounded GLP-1 program, transitioning existing subscribers to the branded Wegovy options. Now, some subscribers who joined specifically for cheap compounded semaglutide churned. The question is, how many actually churned out? So each outcome is going to represent something slightly different. The subscriber count above 2.7 million is an upside surprise. Signals the Wegovy pill was already attracting new subscribers in its first 5 days. The bull case is confirmed very early on this. Now, if the subscriber count at 2.62 to 2.65 million, the consensus churn was manageable and within expected range. Now, the Q2 trajectory remains intact. The other part is the subscriber count below 2.5 million? More significant churn than expected. That is what this would indicate. That would weaken the Q2 and full year bull case. The bears would gain traction on this one. And here is why the exact number matters so much beyond Q1 itself. At 2.6 million subs entering Q2, growing at the Q4 2025 rate of 35% annually, the subscriber base reaches 3.5 million by the end of 2026. At just 10% Wegovy pill penetration on 3.5 million subs, the annualized Wegovy revenue in Q4 2026 would approximately come into about 520 to 530 million. That math only works if the subscriber base holds through the transition. May 4th will tell you whether it did or whether it didn't. So if we look at this here on the left panel first, we've got 4 real metrics. There's 3 bars. We've got the bear, the consensus, and the bull case. Now, the revenue on the bear case is 565 million, the consensus 600 million, and the bull case 680 million. Subscribers, the bear case is 2.52, consensus 2.62, and the bull is 2.75. We could have done that graph down the bottom better. That's very, very small. Now, the Wegovy pill revenue, just 5 days, we're looking at a bear case 5 million, consensus 12, bull 40 million. Adjusted EBITDA on that would be the bear at 40, consensus 65, and bull at 95 million. Now, if we come over to the right panel here, the quarterly revenue bars from Q1 2025 through to Q1 2026. The dip at Q1 2026 is obvious and intentional. Q1 is seasonally just lower. The full year trajectory is what matters. Now, the bear sees the dip and panics. The bull sees trajectory and holds. May 4 tells you which read was right. Now, the second most important number in the May 4 release is not a past data point, it's going to be a future one. Will management raise the 2026 full year revenue guidance above 2.7 to 2.9 billion? That guidance was set on January 27, before the Novo partnership actually existed, before the Wegovy pill went live, and also before the tweet from the CEO confirming 100,000 monthly prescriptions. So all three of those developments represent material positive information about 2026 revenue that was not in the original guidance. And HIMS management has a specific track record worth understanding. They set floors, not ceilings. In Q4 2025, they reported 1.025 billion in revenue against guidance of approximately 950 million to 1 billion, a meaningful beat at the midpoint. Now, if we run the Wegovy math forward, if prescriptions run at 100,000 in April, 200,000 in May, 300,000 in June, the modest growth from an April 8th starting point, Q2 Wegovy pill revenue alone is approximately 180 to 270 million. And now if we add the core business of 700 to 800 million in Q2, that brings Q2 approximately to 880 to just over 1 billion to 1.1 billion. Full year on that could be looking at 3.3 to 3.6 billion, above the high end of the original guidance range. Now, a guidance raise on May 4, even a modest one, to 3 to 3.2 billion, forces every analysis model to update and confirms the Wegovy pill is adding to revenue, not just replacing compounding revenue that was phased out. It resets the floor for Q2 through Q4 expectations. This is the single catalyst most likely to move institutional sentiment from neutral to bullish, because it directly answers the core bear argument. The bear's thesis was essentially HIMS is losing GLP-1 revenue and the transition will leave a big hole. A guidance raise says the Wegovy pill is more than filling that hole. If management does not raise guidance on May 4, that is not automatically bearish. They may be waiting for more Wegovy data before committing to a higher number, but the absence of a raise will extend the uncertainty and give the bears more room to run their narrative through Q2. Now, the Wegovy pill itself was live on the HIMS platform from March 26th through to March 30th, 5 days in Q1. The revenue math on those 5 days is straightforward. 100,000 monthly run rate prescription at $149 a month over 5 days, and divide that by 31 is approximately 24 million. That is the Q1 Wegovy pill revenue in the most direct calculation. But the number is not the most important thing about this disclosure. The most important thing is how management starts to present it. See, if management provides a specific subscriber count for Wegovy pill users, an average revenue per user figure, and then trajectory commentary of we exited Q1 with approximately 100,000 monthly Wegovy prescriptions and expect continued growth through Q2. Now, there's a very difference between continued growth and the launch of something new. Usually you would see an initial spike, quite large, of some kind of launch of a new pill, and also just removing all the resistance from removing needles and injections to an oral-based GLP-1. Now, investors have the data points to model the full year Wegovy contribution. The bull case starts to get a foundation to really build upon of this. Now, May 4 reveals which direction management chooses, and the choice itself is a signal. So you would have seen me speak to this chart on some of the other videos. There's 12 bars here representing 2023 through to Q4 2025. Every single one of them, what do you see? You see growth. It's pointing up all the way from 0.82 million in Q1 2023 all the way up to 2.5 million in Q4 2025. Now, if we're going to look at the subscriber coming into Q1 2026, there's probably going to be a smaller step in this GLP-1 transition in visual form. So in summary, there's 3 key things we're going to be looking at, right? Number 1, 2 points above 2.7 million, the bull case confirmed early. At consensus, 2.62 to 2.65 million, transition managed, Q2 is still intact. Below 2.5 million, churn was worse than expected. The second is the guidance update. Will we be seeing a raise to 3 to 3.2 billion? That'll force every analyst model to update. No raise extends uncertainty through to Q2. Now, the third part is the Wegovy pill disclosure. 24 million in rev from 5 days is the number, but how management presents it with subscriber counts and average revenue per user and also direction tells you more than the number itself. The May 4 earnings are not just a quarterly report. They are the first real-world test of a new platform thesis. Wegovy pill was live for 5 days in Q1. The CEO confirmed 100,000 prescriptions per month. Now management has to put numbers in a filing and stand behind them. Everything the bull case has been building towards since March 9 gets measured on May 4th. So it's really important to watch these three numbers coming into the earnings. And if you want my updates, my breakdowns, I'm going to go super in depth once we have these numbers on this channel and my other channel here. You can find out. As always, not financial advice. Do your own research. This is probably part of your research, but I will be seeing you every single day in 2026 following HIMS and what we're doing in the future. So as always, I'll see you in tomorrow's video.